No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm here with an internet character by the name of Bunty King. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Good. And I just noticed we also have a clothes hanger on the table. So maybe is that like a pro-abortion statement, perhaps?
I have no clue, man. That was here before we got here. I don't know what you're trying to do to me.
Yeah. I mean, it is a clothing store, so it's pretty understandable. Anyway, you are... Okay, so give me a brief recap on who you are, because there's a certain current event that you're embroiled in that is, you know, kind of the reason why I thought it would be interesting to talk to you. But we should first get the overlay on
who am I?
on what kind of guy you are, who you are, where you came from.
I mean, so listen, I started doing YouTube because I just wanted to have a YouTube channel. I started like with fucking gaming videos and shit. Mm-hmm. Fuck, this is a good mic, man.
You like that?
It's so good.
Point it right at your mouth.
I sound good.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like that little vibration in your ears.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's like you are giving yourself a scalp massage as you speak.
Exactly. So, so then eventually what ended up happening was I really didn't appreciate the gaming scene, because the gaming scene was very like, it's just fucking kids, you know? And I was gaining this influence, and I was like, what am I going to do with this influence? Like, how am I going to start like utilizing it to kind of like change people's lives?
Okay.
Like just to, you know, fucking impact people. And so I switched to like social commentary, right? And the social commentary revolved around YouTube drama because that was the easiest gateway, right? So like shit like FouseyTube and Colossal's Crazy. You remember that shit?
Mm-hmm. That was a good era. What, like 7, 8, maybe a year ago?
Yeah, exactly. It was about like 8 months ago, okay. Right? And
I made a video about Fousey. I got 700,000 views.
Oh my God,
Thank you,
so
Fousey.
Fucking good, man. That was so good.
Thanks, man.
And so here's the thing, right? So like, yeah, I didn't just approach it at the whole like, you know, a lot of these commentary channels will go ahead and they'll just like say, well, this happened and this happened and this is stupid and the gay, you know, they'll say something dumb like that.
Repeat what the story is like 8 times.
Exactly. So I wanted to kind of deconstruct
Scarce, I love you.
Yeah. I wanted to deconstruct it. Right, I wanted to deconstruct it and kind of show like why this shit happened. You know, like what's going on in these fucking guys, like these guys' brains.
Okay.
So that was my entry into the commentary world. And
do you
then,
have any particular education that qualifies you to pick people's brains apart like this?
I've been just with people all the time. Okay. I'm a very sociable human being.
How old are you?
29.
29.
Yeah, how old are you?
Do you go to college?
I did.
For what?
Cinema, video, and communications. I'm a media major.
Oh, okay. And so what do you do for a living?
I am a digital marketing manager at a company called Kika Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. It's fucking sick. It's it's like social media.
So it makes sense that you would kind of gravitate towards YouTube and such.
Yeah, totally. Cool. I mean, now Twitter is my main platform.
I'm 33 as well.
You're 30. I'm 29.
Okay. I'm an old fuck.
No.
And I'm high as shit. What's up?
I don't know if I'm high yet. That's the fucking thing.
Belly full of pizza.
Yeah. So then eventually, you know, Trump got elected. Mm-hmm. Who'd you vote for?
Not Trump. Hillary Clinton.
You voted for Hillary, okay.
Yes.
So Trump got elected, and I wonder what the fuck happened.
Hillary. What did Casey Neistat?
It's Hillary Clinton. He says Hillary Clinton. I am voting for Hillary Clinton. That's what he said, yeah.
I love that clip. It's so funny.
It was a good one. It was really good. Really good. So then Trump got elected, and I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did this guy get elected? And then I was like red-pilled, because I was like, shit, you know what? Like, this guy said he was going to go grab a girl by her pussy, you know, and he's the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that I was holding back for the last 10 years, that I wanted to say crazy shit. I wanted to say shit that was going to like make people go like, what the fuck is that guy saying?
So you're a Trump supporter?
No, I wasn't a Trump supporter.
You weren't?
No, I would have voted for Hillary.
Okay.
But now, I don't know who the fuck would I have voted for. I have no clue.
So how would you have described your political views like your whole life up to Trump being elected, or when you say you got red-pilled?
Fuck, I was maybe I would say like you know, just a liberal, like just straight up liberal. Like I thought conservatives were like fucking
bad.
Losers.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, so you got red-pilled. So Trump gets elected.
I'm using the term red-pilled. I hate using it. It's just like I just like whoa.
But so Trump getting elected motivated you to decide to be more open about your political beliefs and just thoughts on what was going on in the world.
Yeah, because the guy was a fucking madman, dude. You saw how he ran his campaign, and he made it to the fucking office.
Right.
That's crazy. So I'm like, yo, lison, what if I started just talking about my political beliefs and like. I'm not fucking Trump. I'm better than Trump. That's what I was thinking. So I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna get way further than he will if he can get outed for saying I'm gonna grab a girl by the pussy, which is something I really I may think in my head, but I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Right. I'll say it out loud.
I know you'll say it. I know you'll say it out. You
listen, there's a big difference between grabbing her by the pussy
Yeah.
because she wants you to grab her by the pussy and just grabbing any old pussy. That's bad.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. I mean, it's funny. I was looking through your Instagram the other day, and it's
And
a
I was
picture.
grabbing a pussy.
No, you had your head in an ass, and I loved it. It was so fucking funny.
I did.
It was so funny.
What's up?
And it was great because it was at the time, and I was like, "Yo, like we should go and get this guy a brand deal here. Like, give him a brand deal." And the owner of the company that we're managing is like looks and sees that photo. He's like, "No."
That did it for me.
I don't think that did it for you. It's also the fact that it's just like things are a little bit awkward. But
So people don't know this is that you made this like little viral video to get in touch with me because you were trying to get me to do a brand deal at one point, basically, and that was maybe what, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
It was actually right before a fucking movie. It was right before. It was the last sick movie that came out. It was a fucking action movie. What was it called? Fuck. You watch a lot of movies?
None.
You don't watch movies?
No.
Really, man?
I don't have an attention span. I'm a real YouTuber.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah. So after like 5 minutes before the mid-roll ads, you're like gone, right?
I prefer my video experience to be about 10 minutes and 1 second.
10 minutes and
right there. That's a sweet spot.
That's a really good spot, huh? Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, so I decided I'd fucking smoke a joint and just like kind of touch base with you that way. I don't want to seem like a narc and be like, "Hey, Adam, I see you like some weed." You know, I wasn't gonna be like that. I wasn't gonna be.
Hey, kids.
Yeah, exactly. So my like boss saw that and she was like, "Yo, that's sick that you approached him that way." Like I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I'm gonna approach him. I'm not gonna be a fucking suit about it."
It was clever.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Yeah. So
media,
but you're not doing that job anymore. Because they got fucked up or something?
So I don't know what happened. I don't really know what happened, what's going on exactly. But the company I work for is called Kika Marketing, right? We have a bunch of clients all around, right?
Okay.
And so those are the clients that things change back and forth. We get some clients leave, some clients come back. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like I'm all brand deals are essentially like off the table
for everyone.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about.
Oh, okay.
At least for these companies. I mean, that's the thing. Should
I ask you for a brand deal in the middle of this podcast? That sounds like a good idea.
I mean, listen, I can't just give you a brand deal. That's the thing.
I have to stop eating ass on Instagram is basically what you're saying.
That's not what I'm fucking trying to say,
man.
To
be fair, I was FaceTiming Ugly God and he told me to do it. And I'm kind of embarrassed of the fact that I let like a 19-year-old kid influence me to eat ass on FaceTime and then screenshot it and then put it on Twitter. But that is what happened.
It's so good though. That's so good. Trust me, man.
Cool.
You're fine. Listen, it's all about like the thing is my job is to reach out to influencers. Like my job is going to be to like kind of manage their social media. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Trump gets elected. This is sort of an epiphany for you, and you decide that you're going to start going a little bit harder on your political beliefs and everything. And so, did you have any major controversies or anything really too exciting happen before this Tariq Nasheed collision?
Man, like I when PewDiePie said 18 nigga, remember when he said that?
18.
He was like 18. He's like in the video. He said 18 nigga, and then he like cuts it at that point. He says, "Hey."
Oh really? I don't remember that one.
Well, because it was implied that he said nigga.
Right.
Everyone was like, "What the fuck?" They all lost it, right? So there was that PewDiePie's over party was trending on Twitter.
Okay.
So I made a whole video, and I was like, "Yo, from my sand nigga ears to your white nigga ears, my sand nigga mouth to your white nigga ears." I just started like pretty much explaining why it's not a problem that he used it because it was in context. See, that's one of the things.
What was the context of that joke, just for the record?
Just the fucking fact that he was just like 18. Just that was it. It was like that was funny.
Right. I mean, he didn't say it they edited it out. So isn't that kind of that's enough, right?
That is enough apparently for people like you and I. We were like whatever, but for other people,
that seems like that's the joke. Yeah, you cut it out.
Exactly.
It's funny that you didn't say it.
Exactly.
Well, that's how I would guess.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what it was. But people like to lose their shit, and that's something I noticed. I started noticing that everyone was losing their shit over little microaggressions, like saying something like that. Like, listen, I get that the word holds like history, like has a lot of fucking bearing on history, but it's like this that alone was like a situation because then I got introduced to Black Twitter, and man, those people are fucking. They will eat you up. It's fucked up, man. And with like 3 laughing and while crying emojis at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. While they're doing that, they're just laughing with those they use so many
brutal.
emojis. They use so many emojis.
You seem so mystified by it.
I am because
I think a lot of people use emojis. Don't you think?
No, dude.
But man, bullying is so encompassed in 3 laughing emojis in a row. That's brutal, man. That'll tear anyone down.
It's fucking crazy.
That hurts.
It's annoying because I see it and it's always some fucking loser and they've said something that is shit. And then
Yeah.
they followed it with 3 laughing while crying emojis. Like, stop it.
I can't lie. There is a wave of people who hate me because I'm a white podcaster, I guess you could say. So I'm definitely familiar with that. White hip hop podcaster for the most part, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm certainly familiar with the types of people that you're talking about.
Man, it's fucked up. Like, chill out the fuck out, man. Like, enjoy life, man. Go have a fucking drink. I don't know, smoke a joint. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I mean, what you're basically describing though is like this sort of like weird cottage industry of people just talking about offenses on Twitter and stuff. And there's a very, very fine line in my mind between, you know, being legitimately concerned about social causes and wanting to, you know, call out racism in the media or in the justice system, whatever. Completely normal. I understand that. I feel like everybody on social media probably takes part in, you know, some social justice stuff to the extent that they see stuff in the news that they disagree with and stuff. But I mean, there is just a level of a certain group of people out there where this is really all they do.
No, it really, that's what it feels like, you know? And I those are, the things is that, like, I'm trying to get, at one point, my focus is on really like getting at those people, but like those 1s and 2s around that were like freaking out about everything.
So you sort of like pick fights with the Black Lives Matter crowd?
No, I wouldn't pick fights, but I would put out tweets that would get trending in a certain way, and then they would see it, and then I would one by one like start engaging them. Like another thing was like how you can't be racist to white people, you know, and like that's something that people like always are going to go ahead and hammer down. And eventually, like I used to argue the fact that you can be racist to white people, but now I'm like, yo, it doesn't fucking matter whether you can or can't in your fucking head. The reality is that we're in an era now where it's not cool to be white, you know, and that's not. It's not that it should be super cool to be white or uncool to be white. It's just that it shouldn't fucking matter.
And the thing that I think is crazy, and nobody ever wants to hear a white guy complain about racism against him, but I just think it's bizarre how like you could totally in 2017 have like a newspaper article or whatever that, or you know, a blog article on a major publication that is just basically like mocking, you know, old white men or just, you know, white people in general, like stupid white girls, stuff like that. It's so accepted and it is so bizarre. It's just, it's bizarre because crazy. We live in an era where you could not say anything even close to that about any other type of person.
I know.
It's bizarre.
And it's like, and they're like, well, it's okay. It's not that it's not okay because you're alienating a bunch of people who aren't privileged, the white privileged males or females that you're fucking talking about.
Yeah, you're just egging on that kind of response from white people in general. Exactly. I feel like when you look at Trump, it's a response in a lot of ways to the people who feel disenfranchised and feel like the media is painting them out to be these horrible monsters. Exactly. And Trump all of a sudden gave them like a vessel to own it a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. And I'd say that's why Trump won. But yeah, so that's the thing, you know. So it's about fucking just like, fuck, I lost train of thought, man. I completely lost train of thought. We're high. Yes.
This is what happens. Okay, anyway. But so then let's fast forward all the way to like when you start getting into it with, so I'm assuming Tariq Nasheed was your most high profile encounter in this space.
I'd only heard of him during the Cleveland shooter. You remember that Facebook Live killer? The guy that went up to the old man and shot the dude doing groceries? That was fucked up. I was pissed off about that. I remember like that, doing a tweet about that, like a Twitter video. Because I do a lot of Twitter videos. You probably noticed like Twitter videos are like my main thing. Like just, you know, 2 minutes, just get the point in, and that's it.
It's like a new thing for like vloggers and stuff where you know get somebody like Keemstar who's like so quick to like bust out 60 seconds of thought on people. Like
I know Keemstar and I are like Keemstar, myself, and another guy.
Wow, you guys are exactly the same. You've just like been like you had the brightness turned down a little bit.
But people say that all the time, and it's funny because Keemstar at one point called me out. He was like, "Yo, you're just a fucking reply girl. All you do is just reply to people with a video, and obviously when you show up with your video, it goes to the top. But what he omitted was that I'm only gonna grow if people like me. If I do Twitter videos, there's plenty of people who respond with fucking 2-minute videos, and they don't blow up.
Has that worked pretty well for you, like doing the response videos on people?
It depends. I used to do it at the beginning. I used to do it often. And it would be like these really, it'd borderline on annoying responses. Now what I do is I do quote tweeting. I'll like actually reply to them with something intelligent to say. But if it's something that requires more than 140 characters, I'll drop a Twitter video.
But there's that whole new wave of being like a verified Twitter user. Or were you ever verified?
No, man.
No, but where you go and you just respond to like Trump or whoever like that you know is going to get like 20,000 retweets, and you just try to say something funny so you can get a lot of views on your profile.
That's the approach that some people have. The approach that I had, and that's why and it's easy for me to get lumped in with those people because you know they see me growing that way. But that's not like, for me, it's always been about connecting to people. So I've been reaching out to creators that I give a shit about, you know, like the ones that I liked, the ones I saw as like people that I would like to have in my life. So I started talking to them, and then next thing you know, here we are at VidCon. I have a house and it's full of fucking creators.
Right.
You know?
I mean, well, it's interesting because to a lot of people that might sound like, oh, it's kind of thirsty or whatever. Oh, you want to just like meet all these people that have internet clout or whatever. But I totally get it, because for me, in a lot of ways, that's what this podcast was about. It was like, oh, I just want to like meet interesting people and stuff, and I don't, you kind of need like a vessel to do that, like a reason why, because like once you're in a certain level of like social clout and you got a certain amount of people hitting you up, it's like you can't just go meet up with every single person that hits you up, you know.
Exactly.
Well, it'll be a full-time job.
Well, that's just the thing, right? So for me, it's like, it's not just about meeting these people, it's also about like kind of like spreading this message of unity, like and like this abandonment of like fucking, you know, identity, like that's like as shallow as just one skin. You know, like everyone's like, their identity is like their fucking skin color. You know, like, listen, man, I'm not proud to be brown. Right. All right. I'm not like not proud to have like Indian heritage. Like that's not an issue for me. You know, like my heritage is rich. My family culture is rich. Like there's plenty of like amazing things to be had. There's plenty of things to be learned from. And I'm the person I am today because of what my parents passed down to me. But it's a fraction of who I am today, because everything that I'm doing today, like 90% of the shit that I'm doing today is what my identity is. Right. But that's like the stuff I'm doing, the stuff that happened to me, the stuff that I like, the things that I have no control over, like where the fuck I was born or what color my skin is. That's nothing for me.
It's interesting because a lot of people, probably their gut response to you is like, oh, you're some sort of like Indian Uncle Tom, because you're sort of defending a lot of like white people causes, which is kind of bizarre, because it's like, what, are you supposed to, like, because you're fucking Indian, you can only defend Indian causes? This is kind of like this stupid identity politics way that people look at shit now, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to move away from that. Like, listen, dude, if you're a white asshole, you're a white asshole. If you're a fucking brown asshole, you're a brown asshole. And if you're a black asshole, you're a fucking black asshole. I don't give a shit who you are. It's not about that. It's about people being assholes to each other. And what I'm noticing is that the media is being a fucking dick with white people. It's just an ugly thing. Because when I read those fucking articles, I replace it with black. And I see how fucked up impossible.
It sounds. You're back in like 1940 or something.
Oh my
if
God,
you
that's
replace it with black.
Crazy. And it's like we can't do that to them. We got to be like, you know, like, yes, like, you know, British colonialism fucked up the world in a way, but we're in that fucked up world.
You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet,
dude. Yes. But also, you're in that fucked up world, bro. Like, that's...
Chew on that, Tariq. He's totally gonna quote that.
Yeah, that's true. Huh?
Yeah, I'm calling him out. He's gonna do it. No, but I mean, I don't know how deep we should even get into that, but it is kind of weird to think that, like, you know, white people are viewed as evil because they, you know, created all these evil things and stuff. But it's like, that's sort of how the cookie crumbled, that they were the ones doing things and like sort of building society in a lot of ways. And yeah, they did a lot of fucked up shit, but I mean, like, everybody in that era was doing fucked up shit. Yeah, right? I know this is an oversimplification. No,
it is an oversimplification, but it's not a big deal, because I mean, everyone always oversimplifies. Yeah. You know, the people on either side oversimplify. They're always saying, like, you know, like someone will be like, well, you know, there isn't much police brutality, and then they're just gonna name a bunch of names and they'll leave it at that. But reality is that those cases could all be fucking nuanced, like, you know, but fuck, there was a point. Yes, the point that I was going to make was that people always talk about British colonialism like it's this thing that just fucking magically happened. Do you think that it was easy for the British to conquer these lands?
Right.
Do you have any, I'm not saying it's cool that they fucking did it, but it must have been hard as fuck.
It's all just a case of like imposing modern day morality on, you know, people 300, 400 years ago, which is just, you know, it's just useless. Like, why dwell on the terrible things that happened back then when you could move forward and focus on advancing society? Exactly,
dude. It's just all about understanding that you're here now, and the only way that you should, you know, figure out how to interact with someone is if that person's an asshole or not. Like, are you going to be with that person that's going to help me out, and I want to help you, or are you going to be the person that's going to be a fucking dick, and I'm just going to stay away from him? Doesn't matter what you look like, you know. There's, you know, like, and that's how I came around to Tariq Nasheed, because that fucking guy put a race spin on absolutely everything. Things that don't need to have a race spin. He put a race spin on this fucking VidCon, you know, and we got Shut Up Tariq trending. But that's I'm going jumping forward here, but
I mean, I've really tried to give Tariq a chance in terms of just like trying to find some way to like justify how aggressive he is with calling everyone a white supremacist and shit. But to me, at the end of the day, it is really hard to take him serious, because he seems like almost like a parody of like a social justice
I know.
Twitter user.
And that's why we trip out. We're like, is this guy real?
Yeah.
Is he real? Is what he's saying real?
Right.
And so we don't know. But the idea is that he's got these followers.
And he gets some pretty like mainstream looks. Like he was in the Breakfast Club like 6 months ago.
Dude, it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is like, you know, that's so weird that he's in these fucking mainstream things, right? That's
Yeah.
so fucking crazy.
But do you feel like recently of late, like it's kind of, people have sort of seemed to like be coming around to the fact that he's basically like a race baiter per se?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
feel like
and
it's sort
I don't
of-
know why it just suddenly happened. I don't know how
Right.
the fuck I ended up in the middle of it. But all I know is at some point he called Philip DeFranco a suspected white supremacist or something like that.
Yeah, that's a big misstep on his part.
What a fucking idiot, man. Like, it's just so fucking crazy. So
I
I,
mean,
saw
the,
that.
the more like white people that you like falsely say that about, the closer and closer you're going to get to some sort of like mainstream consensus that you're fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, I feel like as a whole in society, look at the Evergreen College thing right now as well. It seems like we're really getting to the point where on a mainstream level, a lot of people are starting to form that same consensus that perhaps political correctness has gone too far,
Yeah.
and that it's starting to be a time where even on the left, people are starting to pull back and be like, is this really sensible?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. And people on the left are starting to notice that there's fucking racists on their side. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just it's like, so it's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's how I pretty much. So that's how I found Tariq Nasheed.
Is because you sort of realized that he was pushing it further than you.
Yeah. That's
were
and
comfortable
I was like I need to tweet at that guy, and I saw how many followers he had. I said, fuck this guy. I'm gonna go at him because, you know, I'm a person of color. Mm-hmm. I've experienced racism in the '90s. It was fucking brutal, you know. And it actually like caused me to have a harder life, well beyond the fact, you know, like well beyond the ages of me being bullied. It just like it left such an impression on me. And then just recently, like 3 years ago, I was set free, and then began the healing process.
So you were dealing with a lot of legitimate racism when you were young, though. In Montreal is where you're from.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And so what? Just general, typical Islamophobic type shit that
Well,
we're
not
used to.
Islamophobic because that wasn't really a thing.
That wasn't a
That
word
was
they
not a
used,
thing.
but
it was
general,
like, it was like Paki mainly, like fucking
Okay.
Hindu, like shit like that. Like, and then of course, you know, like beating the shit out of me.
Right.
You know, I couldn't go out to the street when there was this one kid playing around, and my parents would always go to that guy's parents and be like, "Yo, can you leave our son alone?" And the parents wouldn't do shit.
Was it always white kids?
It was always white kids.
Okay.
I would always get fucking
And were you
beat up by white kids.
Did you not have many other brown friends at all? Was it were you a very small community or anything?
I mean, I did, but the thing is, like, the brown friends were like, they didn't like me either because my parents were like looked upon as like almost like, in some ways, it felt like these other Indian parents were looking at my parents like they were lower class.
Why? Because you were poorer?
Because we didn't have, I guess maybe we didn't have like the best house.
Okay.
You know, I've been living in the same house for like all my life, and like, you know, I've grown up there, and it's not the biggest house. You know, we've had the same simple house. I've seen all my fucking all the other Indian people that we know. They've just gotten like these nice houses. You know, my dad's sister owns a bunch of restaurants. You know, like we don't even talk to my dad. Like my family is so split. Like I haven't been able to actually connect with my Indian side, right?
Right.
And like I haven't spoken to my aunt, I would say in like 20 years, 26 years, 20, probably 24 years. Yeah.
Why?
Because my family doesn't talk to each other. They completely disconnected themselves from everybody else.
Really?
So it's just been me, my sister, and my parents.
So you kind of have a
Indian.
unique perspective on race in general, would
Exactly,
you say?
man. So like it was like I noticed like the things that my quote unquote race was doing, you know, and then I also had to live this fucking reality where I was getting the shit beaten out of me by white kids, you know. So that like made me feel like I didn't belong in North America, you know, that my parents brought me to the wrong place, you know, that I was born and raised here, by the way, but like my parents conceived me here, and I wish that, you know, for a while I was like, I want to go to India, I want to live in India. Because I feel like I would be accepted there, you know, because I felt like I wasn't accepted here.
Right.
And that eventually I got friends, you know, and there were friends from wherever, it didn't matter, like white friends, black friends, didn't matter. And, you know, I still I started like coming out of my shell, but I always thought I was undesirable because I was brown.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm just a fucking brown guy. And like, then, you know, after fucking 9/11 and all that shit.
It got worse around then?
Yeah, man. It's like at that point, like because I don't have like a Sikh turban, like because my parents are I'm culturally raised Sikh, right? I'd always get the Muslim thing. I look like a Muslim. I got a Muslim this, Muslim that. And when people say I have a Muslim beard or a Assam beard, I'm like, yo, fuck you, dude. You haven't seen an Assam beard. Like I have a lumberjack beard.
Right.
That's how how I'll say it, address it now, you know. But yeah, so I grew up, man. Like just like as I became an adult, I was like, I'm undesirable. If I was like white, I'd have a leg up in the society.
Right.
But then, you know,
Did you grow up? Fuck. What the fuck was I gonna say? Sorry. Did you grow up? Fuck, I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. That's probably the biggest fuck up in my history of podcasting. Right there is just me just forgetting what I was gonna say.
Did you grow up what like? Did I grow up religious?
Yes. Oh my god.
Boom,
How
bro.
the fuck did you just guess it? That was what I was gonna say. Is
because you
what
know
religion do you grow up Muslim?
No, I grew up. My parents were Sikh.
Sikh, right?
Yeah, I
Fuck.
grew up Sikh. It's
That was
okay.
pretty bad too.
No, it's
I'm
all good.
blowing
It
it, bro.
doesn't matter. See,
this is why I shouldn't smoke on
But
podcasts.
no. That shouldn't be an issue. You
Let's
making
get
that
higher.
mistake. You making that mistake shouldn't be an issue. There's some people that would actually take offense to that.
You're a very forgiving guy, and I like that.
No, but dude,
And if you misgender me later, then I'm going to be very forgiving towards you. So
But yeah, no. So my parents tried raising me Sikh. Then they sent me to a Christian school. That was fucking brutal because, and that made me feel even worse because not only did it actually, I wasn't being physically pushed around, but I was being emotionally and ideologically pushed around. Like they were telling me that my ideas, that my parents were going to hell.
right,
You know, that kind of shit.
right. So did you reject the religion as a whole at any point? Or
Eventually, I rejected Sikhism. I was like,
around what age?
around 16, and I was like, fuck it, I'm a Christian now because that'll get me into the society. That's
Really?
my
Okay.
in, right? And then I became a Christian. Then I felt like I really wasn't in. Even with them, I really wasn't in. After being a Christian, they were like, oh, you were a heathen, now you're a Christian, like, and that's it. And they would treat me like a second-class Christian in my school sometimes. It felt like that. Like after graduation, they kept hanging out for years. They like been going to each other's fucking weddings. I haven't gotten a call from that school since. You know?
Really?
And now I left it leaving as a Christian of sorts. And at some point, I caught on to the fact that they didn't give a fuck. And then I was like, wait a minute, why the fuck did I become a Christian?
Yeah.
Why am I even religious at all? I don't know what the fuck anything is. So then I stopped being religious.
Did you start like reading books about atheism and get into that whole scene?
No. I've never entertained atheism because I feel like I feel like there's a higher power.
Okay,
Yeah, just life is too coincidental, man, to kind of dismiss a higher power.
I got you. So for most of your life, you didn't really have any like real political interest. You're saying kind of at a certain point, you just sort of mellowed out and were like, whatever.
Yeah, I just wanted to fucking play games. I wanted to like just fucking do stuff that was like cool.
Was the gaming community like your main social outlet and like your scene that you're involved in?
It's not a social outlet. It was really just a mental outlet, right? Video games are just like I turn my fucking brain off or on depending on, but in a specific way, and I'll just forget about all the bullshit going on in life.
But did you take sides during like the Gamergate thing and stuff? Because there's a lot of like racial issues and social justice issues in the gaming community
now they're
nowadays.
bringing it in. It's poisoning the shit out of it. It's fucking annoying. But listen, during Gamergate, I was actually more pro like for like the women. I felt bad for the women getting accosted, but that's all that they reported on. But then I found out that Gamergate was about shady journalism in the gaming industry, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, there we go.
You feel like you were kind of in the wrong at that point now?
I feel like I wasn't in the wrong completely because there's people in Gamergate that were participating in fucking harassment, and that was shit. But then I also realized that some of these video game journalists are fucking scummy.
Real talk. All right. So your first intersection with Tariq how did this go? Like, how did he first decide that he hated you and he was going to start responding to you and shit?
Well, I mean, I just recorded a video and I was blasting him, Talib Kweli, and Sean King.
Talib is, I grew up listening to his music, but to be honest, he's kind of the same shit as Tariq to a certain extent.
No, dude, he totally is. He's like more PG though. Definitely way more PG. Tariq's gonna straight up call people fucking. He calls the people. You know what he calls fucking black people that he disagrees with?
What is it?
Sunken place Negroes, and he calls them coon.
Yeah.
This guy fucking says that shit to
to
people who just disagree with him, people that he should be like standing up for, the people that he says, yeah, you know what, they're having some fucking problems.
But what does he call black women who date white guys?
Bed wenches.
Oof. Yeah. That's
The
rough.
fuck is that, man? And this guy shows up on TV and he's standing around like he's this fucking hero.
The whole Bill Cosby thing is really sinister too, don't you think?
What the fuck is that?
For those who don't know, he's very, very big into like accusing the whole Bill Cosby rape trial of being like a racist showcase, and he thinks that it's like a whole white supremacist conspiracy, and that Bill Cosby is innocent.
Fucking crazy. It's
Kind of
crazy.
strange.
Listen, like I'm not gonna go ahead and say like, oh, I don't know. I know every single detail about the Bill Cosby rape scandal. I don't know everything, but I'm not following it. First of all, I was like, who gives a fuck about Bill Cosby?
The one,
This one, I'm like, who gives a shit, dude?
okay, and do you know what the thing is too? Is that Bill Cosby is the least likely target of a white supremacist conspiracy
Exactly.
because he has always been sort of a I don't even know what the word for it would be, but he's always shitted on like hip hop culture and like mainstream black culture and talking about kids need to pull up their pants and stop fucking smoking dope, all this shit, and so I mean, the Bill Cosby trial, like I would just say, yeah. He's obviously fucking guilty from what I've seen. I mean, could it be a fucking white supremacist conspiracy? I'm not really seeing it.
Why the fuck would the white supremacists, these genius mastermind white supremacists, go for Bill Cosby?
I mean, anyone believing conspiracy theories like that is someone that I think should be called into question.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, you want to fucking have your opinion about the fucking scandal? Cool. Like, have it, but don't fucking act like your opinion is like the almighty truth. And this is what his followers think. His followers are fucking scary, by the way. They were talking about.
I'm gonna get them on my ass, huh?
Probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
you can
fun.
handle this, but dude. So one of them was fucking. One of them was. You can totally handle this, man.
You think I got it?
Dude? You're a fucking badass. Nice. That's the thing, though. Like, you're like a YouTube badass. You're not
Am
like.
I?
Yeah.
You heard that?
You're like. You know what I would say?
Uh-oh.
I would say that you are. Like. You are the Joe Rogan of YouTube.
Joe Rogan's on YouTube too, though.
No, but no.
He's like 20 years older.
He's
than
not.
me.
But he's not really YouTube.
Right.
Joe Rogan's like, Joe Rogan's not like, I'm gonna upload a YouTube video today. He's not like that, you know.
Right.
He's like thinking, I'm gonna upload my podcast.
He never tells people to smash the like button. Huge
Exactly.
L. Don't
Exactly.
do that, Joe.
Exactly.
Joe, get on your shit. Joe Rogan's also a jiu-jitsu black belt, which to me is a big thing. That is the difference between me and him. He's very like, when you're around him, you're like, damn, this guy could fuck me up.
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to choke you out.
I wouldn't fuck with you.
Really?
No, I wouldn't fuck with me either. But I would
pull your beard.
You'd pull my beard? That would see. That's. Yeah, I feel like you'd fight dirty. You would fight dirty. Come on.
Oh yeah, totally.
You have to
jump people.
All these fucking people that don't fight dirty, they
brass
just don't want to win.
knuckles, knives.
Really, you've done brass knuckles before?
I'm gonna be honest. I never hit somebody with brass knuckles. One time I stabbed a guy with a beer bottle, a broken beer bottle.
Oh, you fuck! Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's probably the most like fucked up like single act I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah, it was tight.
There was a guy that got his face smashed in the brass knuckles in Montreal.
Really?
That rebuilt his whole face. He was just a poor guy who was just biking.
Yeah.
He was just like biking and had a little bit of confrontation with these like Arab dudes in a car, and they fucking smashed his face.
Oof.
It's so sad because they showed it before and after. The guy was like a normal looking dude, and like then fucking half his face is sunken in because some guys decided to fucking punch him.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it pisses me off. But yeah, no, I don't think. No, listen, like. A lot of them feel like they're all talk, and the other thing that was actually told me that was very interesting. This is someone that's been involved like in the deep web and shit like that. This guy was like, "Yo, Tariq Nasheed's Twitter account, it's a fucking honeypot for the FBI." And I was like,
"What do you mean?"
I was like, "What the fuck?"
A honeypot? Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Try to give me a definition of what that could entail.
Okay, a honeypot.
You know
what a honeypot is?
Not exactly. I don't think.
It's like a sting almost.
Like Winnie the Pooh.
No, it's like you see a pot of honey. You're like, oh, you want to dip your hand into it, but the reality is there's something else to that.
Right.
Like you're caught in that honey pot, and everyone can see you.
So it's meant the FBI is using this to collect information about extremists.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And so some of the tweets that are being sent to him, for example, some people are tweeting at him.
Do you think Tariq is complicit in this, or you think that he just?
Do I think Tariq is complicit in this? I don't want to say.
You think they're reading his tweets right now, his DMs?
I think they're probably reading his tweets,
the
not
FBI.
his DMs. I don't know if it's about his DMs, but I'm pretty sure what's happening is that like people are replying to his fucking tweets, and there's a fucking watch list, and they're like, "This is happening." Like they're like, "All right, this person just said this. Maybe we should keep an eye on this person."
Well, are there a lot of like threats of violence being made in his comments and stuff?
Dude, worse than threats of violence. I would say something way worse than that. This one person suggested that they're gonna get my IP and get a backdoor into my computer and put child porn on it.
Oh boy.
You know how fucked up that is?
At least you put that out here right now so that if it does happen.
Dude, as soon as I saw that, I fucking screenshotted it and I fucking tweeted it out. I'm not gonna fuck around with that.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. My followers would never say that thing about Tariq.
That's crazy.
They would never fucking spam report him. They wouldn't do anything to anyone. That's the environment that I fostered. I'm not when I'm having an engagement with someone, like I don't expect my followers to come in and start doing some crazy shit. And if they did, I'd call them out. I'd be like, "Yo, don't fucking do that."
But do you know that he does that, or
I had no fucking clue.
That?
I had no clue, dude. I just saw this dude. I just thought he was like some BLM like just some BLM nut job. That was it. But I didn't expect to get suspended. I didn't expect to fucking incur the wrath of like a bunch of really fucking crazy black supremacists. These guys are almost like, I would say I'm having a hard time determining whether they're worse than the alt-right. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like this fucking group of people, like I've engaged the alt-right as well, man. I've tweeted at Richard Spencer and like he retweeted my shit, and next thing you know, got my fucking mentions are flooded by people who are like, my race, my culture.
Were you saying something in support of Richard?
No, I was like, yo, dude, like Richard Spencer's a racist.
Okay.
I mean, that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm like, you know, but I was also talking about how the whole point of that video was to open dialogue. All right. Now the way I approached Tariq Nasheed, I didn't approach him with an open dialogue, right? But the reason, I'll get to that later, but the idea behind the Richard Spencer video was that I was like, listen, you can't retweet your safe spaces when these guys show up. Because if you retweet your safe spaces when people like Richard Spencer show up and his alt-right, or when people like Tariq Nasheed show up and his fucking black supremacists, you're going to let them run shit if you retweet your fucking safe space. So you got to get the fuck out there and you got to face their ideologies head on. So that was the point of the Richard Spencer video. And he retweeted that shit, man, and it was fucking... My mentions were retarded that day.
With people attacking you?
Yeah, people, well, not really attacking me to the degree that Tariq's people are attacking me. Like, none of them once applied, I'm going to find you or I'm going to do this. One guy found me on Facebook, threatened me on Facebook, said, next time I see you in Montreal, I'm going to break your face. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That's Montreal on top of that, too. People know me there. Like, I'm not some fucking guy that just walks the streets in Montreal like nobody recognizes. Like, people know who I am. And so when I saw that happen, I fucking shared the shit out of that, too. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
When I fucking went at Richard Spencer and I called him a racist and I fucking laughed and I was laughing about how retarded his ideologies were. I wasn't nice about it. I really wasn't nice about it. I was a little bit more approachable because I was talking, the overall overarching theme was that people should not retreat to safe spaces, right? So he was just like a side piece in the video that I put up. So that's why it seemed like I was a little bit nicer with Richard Spencer. You know, with Tariq Nasheed and Sean King and Talib Kweli, it was a straight up attack because I was like, you guys are doing something wrong. You guys are driving a fucking terrible narrative. You're creating a greater divide between black people and white people, people of color and white people. All right. And you guys are no better than the alt-right. But at some point now, after all this shit, I remember how those fucking alt-righters treated my timeline. And yeah, they were fucking annoying and they were so stupid, dude. These people are fucking dumb. They're dumb, man. They're always talking about how superior the white race is, but then they're crying and bitching about how the white race is dying. So I'm like, what's going on, dude? Like, why you have this ideology, right? And they're all about like they're preserving their culture and shit like that, which I get. Every other culture does. It's totally cool. I understand that, you know.
It's weird how once you get to the fringes, they really like behave almost exactly the same. Because Tariq's
people are fucked up, man. These guys did not do that shit to me, man.
Well,
no.
you know what's a good example of it though? You ever watch this interview that Tariq did with Richard Spencer?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Richard Spencer trolled him. I
mean, Richard Spencer was so friendly and nice during it, and Tariq was just such a dick. And it was just like, I'm listening to it, just thinking like, I'm thinking, damn it, I would rather have almost anyone representing the side of anti-racism here than Tariq, who just could not help but just make himself look like a huge asshole. And and then you got this fucking white supremacist guy, and he's coming off better. You know, like
isn't that crazy?
To me, watching it, I'm looking at Richard Spencer like he looks like the sane one.
Yes,
and it sucks.
It does suck because nothing Richard Spencer says makes fucking sense. So
yeah.
So I don't like. I'm not a big fan of that shit either.
That's his one strength is that he's able to like have conversations on camera where he seems, you know, pretty like well spoken.
He's charming. He's charming, man. He's charming.
I don't know if I want to go with charming.
Oh, he's very fucking charming, man. If you're like someone that is in any way feeling vilified by the Western media, you're a white kid.
Yeah.
If you're fucking 12, dude, and it's not cool to be white anymore, and you got the fucking media telling you about how shit you are for being white. That guy, Richard Spencer, looks like fucking Jesus to you.
Right. Because he's saying the stuff you want to hear.
As a white kid that's 12, that hasn't fully developed the fact that identity politics are fucking stupid, that worrying too much about the color of your skin is fucking stupid no matter what it is. Because I've been on the side where I felt like rejected by society. All right? And then I overcame that and I realized that was just me. That was me making up those stories in my fucking head. That my voice is valuable regardless of whatever the color of my skin was. But a 12-year-old kid is not going to figure that out. It doesn't matter if they're white or black, all right? But the white kids today are being fed that white people are second-class citizens. That's what's happening. And they're not second-class citizens, and neither should black people be considered second-class citizens. We're just fucking here. We're here, you fucking faggots. That's what I'm thinking the entire time. I'm freaking out. I'm like, why the fuck are these guys losing their shit? Like,
let's talk about the word the faggots that you just used there. Is that
did I fuck that up? Did I fuck up your podcast for you, man?
No, it's cool. I just feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, like Look at this fucking all right guy. He says faggots too, huh?
Yeah, you know what? I do try to limit saying that word, but sometimes when I get really passionate, it just comes out. But it's never about fucking, you know, I would never like. Here's the thing about these words, right? I would not use it around someone if they didn't feel comfortable. I felt like you would be okay.
I'm okay with whatever. I just think it's you know, it's just interesting because a lot of people these days, they get real offended by that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying I'm offended. I was just interested in that because to me that just says that you're like kind of taking on a worldview where you're wanting to challenge language policing. True or false?
Yeah.
Like when you say that, are you
totally,
kind of going out of your way to be like, nope, I'm doing it?
No, I'm not. I wasn't going on my way there. I just came and slipped out. It was like slipped out because I was just like part of I was like, fucking, I'm passionate, right? Mm-hmm. But I have been trying to limit it because, you know what? It is a word that like carries a lot of like, I mean, it's like why I don't like saying, you know, nigga. I don't like saying it.
But do you get a lot of shit for saying that?
Context?
When you say it online or on Twitter or anything?
Not really. But I avoid writing it out. When you write it out, I feel like there's a lot more thought put into it, and it's like a little bit more intense. I mean, I used to write out nigga, but I don't want to do it anymore.
Does Tariq give you a hard time for saying that?
Dude, they quote tweeted me a bunch of times. They said, one guy tweeted, said, yo, can you confirm that these are your tweets? And it's me saying, yo, I love you, my nigga. I'd say like saying that to some of my followers because I'm very interactive with my followers. I'll reach out to them, talk to them, say, hey, what's up, you know? And he's like, can you confirm these are you? And he puts like 4 photos. So the guy's trying to like fuck me up. He's trying to make me seem like a racist.
Right.
So I said, I think I quote tweeted that and I said, I love all of my niggas. And that's it.
Wait, that's what you got deleted for?
No. That's not what I got deleted for. Dude.
Oh.
No, we're beyond the deletion now.
Oh, okay.
Should we go back to when we got deleted?
Well, I want to talk about why you got deleted and like what led up to that. Yeah.
Oh, so essentially, I was pretty aggressive right off the bat with Tariq, right? But I knew that if I was gonna go ahead and type out, if I said like I was like, yo, you're like say something crazy, something that would be considered a racial slur or like or a direct like slur, like I didn't want to say fuck or anything like that or shit, anything like that. So I was really careful with how I chose to interact with him. So I started quote tweeting him. I was quote tweeting him in ways that were very creative. I called him like I told him he had the social wealth of a pauper, which is essentially a poor person and that he's powerless. I say those kinds of things. And then that was like day one. All right, and day one was pretty hype. It was pretty hype because people were like,
did he start responding as well?
Yeah, he was responding like crazy, and people were laughing because I was going toe to toe with this guy and I was destroying him.
When was this?
This was not this Thursday, but the one before. So almost 2 weeks ago. Like, yeah.
And how many followers did you have on Twitter when you started getting in with him on there?
23.5 thousand, yeah.
And so your followers just started going crazy, and did he respond immediately?
Yeah. People were like noticing it because, I mean, obviously people like Chris Ray Gunn and all these people saw it, right? So they were like, oh shit, let's retweet this fucking Bunty's going for Tariq Nasheed in a funny way, in my way, right? And it was a back and forth, man. At one point, I called him a fucking hamster.
What's that mean?
I don't know. My sister calls me a hamster. It's like for me, it could be an term of endearment. Or I just wanted to call him a fat hamster. I wanted to call him like a hamster, and of course,
you think he kind of looks like a hamster?
No, it doesn't look like a hamster. I just want to call him a hamster. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to use crazy insults. Let me mix it up. Let me call him a fucking caca poo poo pee pee head or something like that, like why the fuck not, like why not?
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's like it's not about like having to use the crazy insults. Just get a little creative and just fucking have fun. So I was in a lot of ways I was trolling him, but I was also tearing apart his ideology because immediately he called me a suspected white supremacist,
right.
a white supremacist collaborator.
It doesn't take a lot to get him to call somebody a white supremacist.
Yeah, but he's calling me a fucking brown guy, someone that a white supremacist would probably not want to fucking hang around.
Probably not.
Us white supremacist collaborator. And then he went and suggested, oh, you're taking donations from these fucking white supremacists. I see you got a fucking donation box. Like, and then that went on. I laughed at him some more. And then the next day I was at this fucking party, right? And this is like you might have heard of it. Have you ever been to Montreal, man?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, next time you fucking come down, you better hit me up.
Let's rage.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm not kidding.
Let's do it. It was the first place I ever got drunk when I was 16.
Dude, it's so sick. You can get drunk there if you're 12.
I probably haven't been there since I was like 19 or 20, actually.
Okay, so you don't know about Mural Fest. Mural Fest is relatively new. So Mural Fest, like they shut down one part of Saint Laurent Street for like a week. Mm-hmm. So I was there and I'm standing around all these people and I look around and I'm seeing all of these. At one point there was like a dance circle happening and there was like white people dancing. There was like black people dancing, and there was like a Middle Eastern dude dancing, and we're all just dancing. Everyone's just dancing. And I'm like, and there's like there was like a gay dude that I just talked
And
to.
you started dancing?
No, I didn't dance. I'm so bad, man. I got 2 left feet. I'm fucked up. When I dance, I look like I want to shit my pants. I hate it. So at one point I was like, I look at it, I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm sitting, I'm drunk, by the way. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful.
I'm drunk.
I was so drunk, dude. I was so hammered. I was so hammered. And by this point, I was already on trolling him, and my buddies over there were also trolling him. They're like looking at his website, making memes and all this stuff. So I was loving it because they're like jumping in on this, right? And at one point I record a video and I send it his way, and I was like, Tariq. I'm just like putting on some crazy Middle Eastern accent, right? And then I sent it, and I didn't think much of it, right? And of course he started returning replies, and he was laughing. He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "What kind of audience do you have?" And like, I was like, "Dude, are you fucking kidding me? What kind of audience do I have? Like, people are paying attention. Clearly, I'm doing well right now. You're tripping." Yeah. Anyways, go back to the dance. And I'm like, "Fuck, this is beautiful."
Tariq's so obviously like the way he should have handled this. Well, for me personally, if somebody was trying to troll me like what you're describing, I would just block them and then forget it ever happened.
Oh, totally. But the thing is that I got under his skin.
Yeah.
Like, I straight up was
pretty
like,
easy to do that.
It is, but it isn't, because he likes to call people a white supremacist and then just ignore them.
Right.
But this time he wasn't ignoring me. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna block you," and I was like fucking laughing. I'm like, "Then block me, loser. I'll fucking I'll breathe a sigh of relief if you block me. It'd be amazing.
Right.
It means I know I've done my fucking job because I've got you out of my vicinity."
Right. So then,
so I'm at this fucking dance.
And you're dancing.
I'm not dancing. Okay. and I'm fucking seeing this. This finally hitting me. By the way, that's some good shit.
It's finally hitting you.
Yeah,
it's not like taking a Xan where it takes like 45 minutes to kick in.
It just is finally like I'm feeling it right now.
You have a very unique weed experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at one point, man, like this guy. So at one point, like I'm seeing these people fucking dance, right? And
you start dancing.
No, stop saying that. Stop saying that. I was dancing. So
I keep derailing it.
So listen, all right. So then I'm like, fuck, this is beautiful.
Yes.
And then I went outside with my beer and I recorded a video, and I was like, "Yo, Tariq, man, I'm at like this party right now. It's a very multicultural party. There's some black folk, there's some brown folk, there's some white folk, there's some Chinese folk. It doesn't fucking matter who it is. They're just folks. We're all just chilling. We're having a good time." I was like, "That's what's happening here in Montreal right now." And then I went on to troll him even more, and I was like, "Yo, listen, what would happen if I tried to, like, if I pawned off your rings, you know, like, would I be able to buy a house with those? Like, you seem pretty well off yourself, you know."
What, he wears a bunch of rings?
Hey, he wears a bunch of rings. Have you seen his profile picture on Twitter?
Is he showing off his rings?
Yeah, he's showing off his rings, bro. He's showing off his rings, and he's got a suit and everything like that. So I was like, "Yo, what's your deal? How rich are you?" And then I was suspended.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Not once did I say anything crazy racist to him at all. You know, or that could be perceived as racist to him. You know, even though I wouldn't be racist, I'd just be joking.
You just sent him a video of dancing.
Sent him a video. I sent him a video of me standing outside, drinking a beer, crushing a beer, and being like, "Yo, this is a sick party. It's pretty multicultural. By the way, how much are your rings worth? You seem like you're pretty well off."
How
in a nutshell.
Were your followers bugging out on him too? Was there like a big mob of fans saying stuff to him?
Yeah. Well, I would say my followers were like going at him, but they were going at him in the way that I go at people, which is like pure troll. They're like they were just like laughing at him. They're like, "Are you fucking serious? Get out of here, dummy."
It's kind of weird because like when Milo got banned off Twitter too, it's not like he did anything specific at that time. It was just kind of the fact that his fans were bugging out on Leslie Jones.
His fans were probably trolls, like crazy trolls, and he fostered that environment because that's the kind of guy Milo is.
But there was never any one screenshot of him saying something terrible, which is kind of interesting. Yours is like the same way.
It is, but it isn't because my fans weren't fucking going crazy after him, right? Okay. There may have been some people that were following me that had like zero like followers that were pretty useless, that were like just, you know, dropping like, you know, the N-bomb and shit like that. Why do I call it the N-bomb? But they were just dropping it, you know? And so, of course, like Talib Kweli quote tweeted some of these and was like, "Look, this is what you've done. Like, this is the kind of people that you know." I was like, "All right, dude, they're not mine. Like, those people are losers. Like, I don't like them. Like, they shouldn't be following me." You know, I'll say that straight up. Like, if one of my followers is actually being a racist, then you're a fucking moron. Like, you're doing everything that I don't want you to be doing, so please don't follow me.
Racism is bad.
Racism is absolute shit.
Very bad.
It's shit. It's shit. And it fucked up a majority of my life.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to have to experience that. I don't want to have to see white kids experiencing that. I don't have to see fucking black kids experiencing it anymore.
Well, as a white man, I thank you for speaking on my behalf. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I am.
That's good. I like it. Thank you.
So, I mean, thanks.
So then you get banned. That's so fucked.
Yeah, I go back. But the thing, dude, I'm telling you, man, my fucking followers weren't going crazy. I mean, like, dude, it was like so crazy. People were like, you're banned.
Yeah.
You're suspended. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm suspended? Like, I didn't do shit to this fucking... I was being, like, pure troll. Like I've said worse things. You know what I said to some fucking guy?
What?
This one guy, okay, Keemstar tweeted something about like, tightening borders. And I was like, yeah, we should tighten borders because I believe that we should tighten borders. It's like a thing that should be done. Because right now the world's a little bit unstable, and when things start chilling out again, we can open up again. That's what I think. Things are fucked up right now. So I was like, they gotta have better immigration policies, and they have to, have tighter borders. And I can't believe I was tweeting that at Keemstar because it's so strange when talking to Keemstar about politics because Keemstar's so crazy, right? But he sometimes says these things that I'm like, I agree with you, man. I mean,
it's weird because I don't think that like we should be careful about who we let into our country should be considered a racist belief.
It should not be the case.
It shouldn't be so politicized.
No, it really shouldn't be. It's really just a matter of saying, hey, listen, I'd like to know who the fuck's coming in my house, You're not going to let anyone just walk into your house.
I don't know why the fuck we're supposed to even let anyone in. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. You actually don't have to. Like, it's just the thing. That's just the thing it is. Like, if you've seen
I
Switzerland.
consider myself liberal, and I don't, like, get the fuck out. Who cares?
Apparently people are like, Poland is sick right now. Poland is sick.
Close them off. Let's give a couple years. Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't see anything bad happening as a result. No, you know who you let in is just the really, really smart, like, computer programmers and shit.
Of course. You let those people in, and they help everyone out.
Yeah. I don't even know what the immigration policies are like, but I get that understanding that they are already fairly strict, and that
yeah,
they'll
but
probably
it's
be
crazy
stricter under Trump too. But
yeah, and but it's weird that people are like open, are like down to like just whatever, like they want to let everyone in. Like, no, it's okay. Like, Canada's really good at it though. Canada, I'm fortunate to live in that country, so like, they really are very good with bringing in citizens. They have Quebec has like an almost like forced integration policy where like you if you're an immigrant, you come in and you have to speak. You have to go to school. You have to send your kids to school that speak French. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to do that. Your kids are going to a French school if you were not born in this country. Mm-hmm. And it forces these kids to integrate. So that's why I feel like Montreal. That's why I was at this fucking dance party. And for me, I was like, yo, this is normal for me.
Is that considered almost like a nationalistic practice that they're like forced to learn the language? Is that considered like a conservative position?
Yeah, it is, because the French were fucked over in the founding of the New World. Mm-hmm. They weren't fucked over. I mean, they lost the war, right? But so the French, then the English decided that the French could stay. But despite the fact that they were treated like second class citizens, and and their languages and their culture was was dissipating quickly, because Montreal was very English in the 70s, and then someone came along and then they made it so that French was important. Mm-hmm. French was like emphasized.
You speak French as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Say something cool in French that I won't understand.
Adam, moi je suis tellement heureux de te parler avec toi présentement à ce moment-là.
It's like Adam has a big dick or something.
No, I said I'm very happy to be talking to you right now.
Hey, that's so cool. Yeah, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Could have been a secret. Someone else on the other side of the room could have understood, and I wouldn't have. Oh, man.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing, right? So then I got fucking suspended, and I contacted my buddy at Heat Street. His name's Ian Miles Chong.
Okay. Because that's where I read the article about this whole thing.
Yeah, and Ian Miles Chong is like another guy who's a little bit controversial because people say he's like a flat-out Nazi, and I'm like, what? I've talked to this guy. He's not a fucking Nazi.
He's not?
No, he's not a Nazi. He's fucking...
I don't know.
You don't know him?
No, I don't know of him. I should probably know.
You should though. He's really fucking cool. He's really cool, man. He's a really cool dude, and he's probably gonna come down to VidCon next year.
As long as he's not a Nazi.
He's fucking not a Nazi. That's the thing. He's not a Nazi. Would you say Milo's
he writes
a Nazi?
for Heat Street. No, I wouldn't say Milo's a Nazi.
Exactly, but people call him a fucking Nazi, dude. Yeah. On Facebook, someone was like, "Oh, I love Anand. That's my real name." And he's like, but you know what? I can't believe that he's like welcomed the support of two fucking shitty Nazis. I'm like, who are these Nazis?
Everyone's a Nazi.
And he's like, well, Ian Chong guy and that fucking Milo. I'm like, but they're not Nazis. And he's like, yeah, but no, they are. But I'm like, I'm telling you, they're not fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Stop saying they're Nazis.
The bar is pretty low these days.
It's fucking crazy. They just fucking say anything. So,
well, according to Tariq, I would be you're
a suspected white. No, you're 100% a suspected white supremacist.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got a shaved head. But then also, like, I interviewed Milo and you.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, boom, I'm like I'm a collaborator at least.
No, you're not a collaborator. At least you're a plantation owner.
Oh, damn.
That's what you are. That's the level of supremacist that you are now.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're fucked, dude. Tariq Nasheed's never going to come on this show, so I'm sorry. I know that you were trying to use me as a gateway to Tariq Nasheed, but he's not coming to the show.
It's kind of a fucked up thing to tell me on BET weekend, man. This is like a fucked up interview to be doing with a suspected Nazi.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. No, so then, I contacted him, and he immediately was like, what the fuck is this? Because he was following it closely. Mm-hmm. He was like, this is fucking funny, because Tariq Nasheed's an asshole. And I'm like, not an asshole. I'm pretty nice. I would say I'm a pretty nice guy, you know? And so gets suspended, send it to him, and next thing you know, there's an article about it, and everyone's fucking tripping out. They're like, we can't believe that Bunty's been suspended, because how did Bunty get suspended? This guy who tells you that, you know, maybe you should consider the words that you say to people because you never know when their last day of earth is going to be. That's a fucking video I put up, you know. And then this guy, Tariq, this guy who just calls, you know, other black people who he doesn't agree with coons or sunken place Negroes or bedwenches if they're women that want to sleep with a white man. How fucked up is that? So like, how is this guy still around, but Bunty's gone? So that caused a shitstorm, and now here I am. Like Twitter, since I got suspended 8 days ago, I like had 23.5 thousand followers. I'm at 20 point like something now.
That's crazy. How'd you rebuild so quickly?
Because of this. Because like I've found my way into the actual place that I need to be in currently at this moment in time.
Do you think VidCon was a big part of it?
VidCon was a big part in a way, because I mean, it was, you know,
it was pretty good timing. What, you got suspended Thursday and then VidCon starts Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, and it was so cool. I met up with Francesca Ramsey. You know who she is?
No.
Francesca Ramsey is like an MTV correspondent. She's such a nice person, you know. And like, but meanwhile, you know, everyone's like, oh, she's super far left and says, you know, like, oh, talks about microaggressions and, you know, and white people and stuff.
Well, that's like an assumption if you work at MTV these days, huh?
Yeah, but the thing is, we talked to her and she was like, I'm not like that. She's like, I don't fucking say fuck white people. I have a fucking white husband, you know, like that's so crazy, you know. And I was talking, and it was like so nice to experience that. I was with my buddy Andy Worski. He's another cool YouTuber, and that was it, you know. So at this point, like, you know, you know, VidCon's come. It happened during VidCon, like right before VidCon, and before all of this happened, before I even really kind of found my niche on Twitter, I started, you know, just connecting with the commentary community and like people like the ones sitting behind us, you know, like just like cool fucking people, and that were fun to talk to. And
I feel like I need to like familiarize myself with all these people. I feel like they probably all have like 1 million subscribers, and I just don't know it.
No, well,
I gotta get on my grind. I gotta research.
You should.
Yeah,
so,
this is fucked up. Name them.
I'm Alex. All right.
Okay.
And that's Jamie Pine.
Okay.
Right. Jamie Pine was on TV, British TV. I'm Alex is like what? How many subs? He's 150,000. 135,000 subs. Yeah.
Clout.
It's
Clout City.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. He's like,
I gotta do my research.
Well, his Twitter, man, he's like up there like with me in terms of like the level of like reach that we have. We have crazy reach, man. We got fucking Shut Up Tariq Nasheed. Shut Up Tariq trending in like a minute, dude.
Really?
A minute. This house was full of YouTubers, and that's the thing that happened, right? I knew that nobody in this community was super social. I knew that they weren't. They never really met people together under like they never like come together. So I was like,
that's really what VidCon seems like it did that this year more than any year before.
Totally. VidCon did that, and the thing is,
fucked up by not going.
It's great. So I was like, you know what, fucking man, these kids they're gonna get a hotel, like they're gonna spend way more money than they ever need to. I'm gonna get a fucking house. So I got a house at Airbnb. It was fucking amazing.
How much you spend on that?
It was like 2.8 grand.
2.8 grand.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So I booked it. I booked it right away, and then I invited them. I said, "Come, like this is how much it's gonna cost. Come, all right. It's gonna have a house, gonna have a pool. We're gonna have a great time." And then they jumped on board. And then as the year went on, people like fell off. I was like, I lost track. I was like, oh, you know, it's coming around. I didn't really know how important it was gonna be until we actually got to the house, and then things started happening. When people started showing up to the house, people with like big sub counts that were showing up to the house. I don't look at someone and see a sub count. I don't see that at all. No, PewDiePie doesn't show up. He didn't show up. But I'm talking about people within our community. So people like Sargon of Akkad, people like, you know, Chris Raygun, people like that. And I don't look at sub counts. Like that's not something I'm doing. I'm just being really real with you here. Like I was fully aware of the people that were coming to the house. You know, I was fully aware that these people needed a place to party because we're not part of the cool kids club. We're fucking rejects. We have opinions that people don't like.
That's how you feel when you're at VidCon or something? You feel like you guys are like the suspected white supremacist crew, and Chris Raygun?
Yeah, totally.
Really?
No, we don't get invited to parties.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I got invited to the YouTube official party at VidCon last year, but that's when I was like a normie. I was just a full-blown normie.
Do you feel like it's like a leftist conspiracy against you?
No.
No,
I just think that we're not refined enough. You know, like I don't speak for everyone in the community. I really don't. Okay, so I'm not like, I just speak for myself, and I know that like there's manners in which I can say things. You know, like the things that are like controversial, and make them seem a lot better, and make them seem like you know, just a little bit more like comfortable, or you don't feel like get that jarring effect when someone's like, oh my god, that person's gonna jump me and start yelling at me. And that's where we're coming to. Like we came to this VidCon, and there was an open dialogue between people that should not have happened. Shouldn't have happened. I mean, Lacy Green and Chris Reagan is a perfect example. Lacy Green,
it's so crazy.
Dude, I would have never imagined giving her a hug, you know, and like talking to her. I gave her like, and you know, like before this whole thing, you know, when Trump got elected, she was losing her mind, saying crazy things, you know, like, and like, I was like, whoa, this person's like completely, I can't. But I met her and I was like, this person's a beautiful person.
She's really bridging the gap between the social justice warriors and the suspected white supremacists.
Yeah,
huh?
it's because we're not that. We're not that. We have extreme. We have views that may seem extreme because our language is extreme.
It's weird though, because I'm a liberal, but I still consider myself I've really enjoyed watching her sort of come to grips with the realization that the way she was acting and the permanent crazy feminist shit that she was putting out there for a long time was a little misled.
Yeah, no, it was nuts.
That's like another little indicator of what's going on in terms of the fucking left going too far. It's like watching mainstream, or not mainstream, but, you know, very, very well-known feminists start to like come out against some of the old bullshit they were peddling.
Yeah. And people are kind of like, and then you got people on the other side who are like, oh, they're doing it for money. They're doing it because it's easy.
Chris Reagan must have some fucking dick on him, huh? He's got that dick that'll turn someone all right real quick.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know
You
what it
haven't
is.
seen his dick?
No, I haven't seen his dick.
Yeah, we gotta get a photo of that or something.
Dude, but he was funny, man. We went out to we were downtown LA at the Standard Hotel. He started fucking throwing up. He like threw up into a garbage can, all right? And some guy was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Some random dude, and he was like, "Oh, same old." He was such a character, man. Like every time he looked at me, he's like, "Hey," we'd just like look at each other and we'd like start going back and forth, like calling each other cunt. Like cool, fucking weird dude. He's like awesome, you know?
Just cunt.
Yeah, he's cunt. Yeah, he's saying things like that, right? Yeah, cunt. Words that are like fucking crazy. That, you know, old Lacy would have been like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
Really?
But
he was saying cunt in front of her? And she was vibing with it?
I've never noticed it, but I think he did at one point.
Wow.
But the thing is that...
I wonder if he smacks her around in the bedroom.
He doesn't.
Really?
They're
not even in the bedroom?
Dude, they're so cute. I saw them together on the couch.
Smack the shit out of my girl in the bedroom.
Yes, that's because you're crazy Adam 22, man.
No, that's because I do cocaine and drink Jameson and we just start doing wild shit. She's into it. It's not like she's mad about it. What?
Yeah, no, I'm not judging.
You do a bunch of drugs at VidCon?
No.
No? You don't do coke and shit?
No, I did last year.
Really?
But I don't like coke, man.
Why?
Because the high lasts 15 minutes. It's uneconomical, man.
You gotta do more.
Fuck that, bro. It's too expensive.
It's a way of demonstrating your wealthy stature in society.
Yeah, but I don't need to do that shit. I don't give a shit about that stuff.
I don't do it that much either.
You don't seem like you do it that much.
No, I just do it once in a while.
Yeah, you look like a normal person. Yeah. I've seen people that do it a lot, and they're just out of control.
Yeah, I smoke a lot of weed. That's it.
Yeah, that I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Stank like gas.
Well, I came in, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we get high.
I know what's happening.
We get high as hell.
Yeah, for sure, dude. But that's amazing
for the culture. Okay, so VidCon. Yeah, you're in there. You're vibing. You're. Is this your first time meeting the majority of these people?
Oh, dude, it's my first time meeting all of them.
Okay.
So, but it was natural. We walked in immediately. I knew like what like it just like I knew these people. My buddy, like Leon, his name's Leon Lush. Like that guy was like my entry point into this community because I saw him. I was like, I saw a guy who I could relate to because he's a dude from Boston. He looked like he could be my fucking friend. I was like, this guy could be like my friend. Like I would go to bars with this guy. And of course, we meet up. First day, we're at a fucking bar having a great fucking time. Like we were old fucking friends. Like we've known each other for years. And I'm seeing this and I'm like, what the fuck? And between me and him, we have like, I would say like 20 million impressions a month between me and him. Just him.
How many impressions a month does your Twitter get? Or are you talking about YouTube too, or what?
I'm talking about Twitter. Twitter for me was getting around 10 million impressions a month before I got suspended. Now it's getting like something crazy.
That sounds really high. I wonder how many I get.
You get a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be able to look at your shit. You get a lot.
You want me to look right now?
Go for it. You probably get like 30 million, I would say.
That could be a really interesting thing for the people at home is to hear me talk about my Twitter analytics for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but listen, it can sound kind of shitty when people talk about it because they're like, "Oh, look at me looking at this," but it's interesting because it's like
I
fun
find
to
it
watch.
interesting too. Yeah. It's up here. Analytics. Okay.
Twitter
I haven't looked at this in a long time.
I can't wait to tell me this. This is actually crazy. If I got it right, then I'm like.
Last month I got 3.2 million profile visits, it says 138,000 new followers, which makes no sense because I actually have like 100.
Okay.
I think I got fucked up last month.
Okay, and what happened?
But like for June, it says 2.8 million impression or profile visits and 8.3 or 8,300 new followers. It doesn't say impressions.
No, it does say impressions.
Oh wait,
yeah.
Oh, tweet impressions, 45 million.
Okay, that's good. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, so 33. Yeah, that was close.
Nice.
Fuck. But I was close. That wasn't bad.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you for guessing my Twitter account.
Oh, you have reach. That's the thing. So, like, you know, we're standing there, and like, it's just crazy that I've been friends with this guy. Like, it feels like I've been friends with this guy forever, and it's cool because like we're just like these cool people that just like decided to like come together, and like I didn't expect it to get really that intense until about a week before. Then I realized I'm like, oh my god, all these people are going to be in one spot because when we booked the place, we were nowhere near the level that we're at now. And because we're so present on Twitter is a completely different social game from YouTube. Twitter is on its own. That's where like the major influence is. You can create a YouTube video, and YouTube is like a lot of ways looked as a means to an end in terms of money, right? Yeah. And there's like, yeah, of course you get to put your ideas up there, but Twitter, when you're able to get those people and get those follows, get those active follows, like think about it, okay? Facebook, all right, when you add someone as a friend, you're adding them as a friend and they're adding you back, and that way you have the mutual understanding that you're both each other's friends. And you can see each other's like stuff on.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Best thing on earth.
You don't like Facebook, huh?
I hate Facebook.
Yeah, no. So listen, I don't like it either.
I post a photo like once a week.
That's
how many times it crosses my mind to even look at it.
But when we got it, it came out, we were like younger, so we got onto it with everybody else. So that's why
bitches
Facebook
on that thing.
Yeah,
getting hella Facebook pussy.
Yeah, dude, you'd always go to check to see if they're single or not. But yeah,
didn't matter. fucking people's bitches.
No, it matters to me, man. I would never do that to
someone. You wouldn't?
Oh man, it's dishonorable.
No, it's not. I'll break up a happy home real quick.
Oh my god, you're great.
I love that. I love to cause a divorce. That's rapper shit, though. Keep in mind, it's a rap podcast.
Yeah.
You therefore are a rapper.
Oh, sick.
It's not really a rap podcast. I can't say that.
No, it's like, but
it's just everything.
Yeah, no, but you're like, it's like I always felt like it's a very LA podcast.
Yeah, I'm just a cunt.
Yeah,
just a good cunt.
Yeah, exactly. You're a good cunt. Yeah. So, what the fuck were we talking about, man?
Lacy Green getting hammered out by Chris Reagan.
No, we weren't talking about that. We're not going to try to get. Oh, they look so cute. They were on the couch. I took a fucking photo together.
I'm over here just lurking, like looking at Twitter, just thinking this is so amazing. I love watching this unfold.
Yeah.
You think it's all a big like conspiracy for them to gain each other's clout?
I know. No, I don't think so. But that'd be hilarious.
That'd be tight, right?
That'd be hilarious. If 40 years down the road we're like meeting up again, and we're like, you know, what was that about? They're like, yeah, we did that. That was totally planned to bridge the divide.
A lot of people
bring the great peace.
A lot of people think that like Nas is getting paid to do like a fake relationship thing with Nicki Minaj to make her like get hype for her new album. So it'd be cool if they were doing something like that.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I don't think so though.
Yeah, I don't really
I've seen them, and they look really happy together, and like they were sitting next to each other. She just seems so happy with this guy, and he seems so happy with her, and like it's like you know, it's just interesting. It's really interesting, and you know, and of course they're a talk of the town because it's like he stole the SJW girlfriend.
I know.
Like there were guys that were like I'm sure they really like these guys who identify as feminists and stuff like that. They're like, I would love to have a girlfriend like Lacy, you know.
So tight.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because he responded to some kind of like anonymous question, and the guy was like, "You stole SJW girlfriend."
He's a hero.
And he just responded with LOL. It's so good.
That's tight too.
Yeah, it's really tight.
Because he probably wouldn't cop to it. It wouldn't really be that cool if he was just straight up like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, he's just like whatever. But it's funny because it really does feel that way for like a lot of people, and it feels like the people that Lacy was friends with are suddenly their reality is being questioned, and instead of like kind of opening up their minds, they're losing their shit.
Oh no, they're attacking her.
They're attacking her like,
crazy,
dude,
right?
like you think that this woman that you've trusted for so long is gonna go and date someone that's an actual Nazi or a white supremacist? No, she's not crazy. Nobody.
I don't think he's a Nazi either, but I mean,
yeah, no, of course not. But
he didn't even vote for Trump. He said he voted for Bernie Sanders and then didn't vote in the main.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm always like kind of cautious about like aligning myself with the Trump supporters a little bit too hard because I really hate that guy.
You hate Trump?
Oh yeah.
He's so stupid, but he says some really funny shit on Twitter, man. Dude.
Okay. Well, if that's all it takes to be president,
no,
sure.
That's not all it takes to be president. What I'm trying to say is now that he is though, think about this, okay? Mm-hmm. How crazy is it that Trump has been like talking on Twitter and he's changing the way in which leaders communicate? This guy is the leader of the United States, right? This guy, Obama never did this shit. Obama would like, you didn't know what the fuck he was thinking. And I feel like I know what Trump is thinking. I know if Trump's thinking about North Korea because he fucking tweets out about North Korea.
Yeah.
I know that he's thinking of fucking invading North Korea because he tweets at China and he's like, hey, China, take care of your fucking problem or we're going to take care of it for you. And I see that and I'm like, that's crazy.
And you get to hear like the leaked reports from people who work in the White House talking about him just like ranting at the TV screen at night and stuff. And I will admit, I do really enjoy that part about his presidency of like knowing that kind of thing is going on. Like I never really knew Obama's schedule so closely.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
He's
right?
so boring in comparison.
Yeah, he is so boring in comparison. And it's not about whether they're boring or not, but I feel like listen, Trump, whatever he's going to end up doing to America, whatever, it doesn't matter because the next president is going to be like Trump.
George Clooney.
It's going to be
Keemstar.
It's going to be Keemstar.
Mm-hmm. Scarce. Scarce isn't old enough. He won't be old enough for like 5 more elections.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, right? No, so it's going to be someone that's going to have that Trump attitude, but a liberal. But someone that's going to be like a center left almost.
But I haven't seen who.
I don't know.
Joe Rogan?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's going to be someone. There's going to be some. It may not even be it may not even be a president of the United States. It may be a president of another country. Suddenly you're going to start hearing about it happening elsewhere.
I want it to be like a cool celebrity, like a male, like leading movie star. Because as long as we're going to have like funny joke presidents, it's like, don't you think that we should probably have like Tom Hanks or like, like the guy who's going to sell a movie, like Brad Pitt.
Someone who's active on social media.
Well, definitely that.
Definitely that. But
and
not
somebody who's been ranting about how Obama wasn't an actual citizen for like 5 years.
Yeah.
It's always nice having a president where you can pull up a tweet from like 2008 where he sounds like a fucking total psychopath.
Dude,
about
at
Obama.
one point he said, I think there was a tweet that he was pulled up. It said, he's like, happy, like something about, it was something weird. It was about like his enemies and stuff like that. But he's like, I can't help that they were born fucked up.
He said fuck too?
Yeah.
That's like, sick.
Yeah, it's so sick.
I hate that he never tweets swears.
But he should.
Yeah.
People are like, sick. And people are going to disagree with me about this. They're going to say, oh my God, what? Like, you should have a Trump president that swears? No, like, a president should be like, just because you swear doesn't mean you're an idiot.
You know what? I think you should start doing. I think you should like carry out a murder that it's like super obvious that he's responsible for, like the way Putin does, where like there's all these journalists that we kind of know that he was like responsible for having them killed.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if like someone from the New York Times disappeared and we just kind of knew that he did it, but you like couldn't prove it. Like, don't you think that would be kind of good for the overall vibe of the country?
Oh my God, that would be weird.
Yeah,
that would be like weird. Really weird because but that would also embolden like Antifa and shit like that. They'd be like, oh, we're living in a fucking state like this is a tyrannical state. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I think that'd be cool too for this movie that we're currently watching.
What's the movie we're currently watching?
The United States in 2017.
Oh yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be Academy Award winner next year.
It's a fire movie now starring Bunty King.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what's Bunty King? Where the fuck did you end up with that name?
Man, this is so good. You are the perfect guy to be having this conversation with.
Really?
I've had this conversation 100 times before.
And can I say, before I say this, can I just say that I love the word bunt. I love the act of bunting in baseball when you just sort of like just wedge the baseball bat out there.
Yeah, bunt is a nice,
I don't give a fuck about baseball, but it's a cool word, rhymes with cunt.
Yeah.
And it is just evokes the mental image of doing this stupid little thing with the bat.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Or just like a push, like a bunt.
Bing.
You just feel like that, right? So you're the perfect. Yeah. Like, listen, I've had this conversation 100 times before, but with you, this is the perfect moment.
With me, it's perfect because a lot of other people are going to hear it because there's a camera and it's being recorded.
But not just that. It's perfect because you're the person to really appreciate this.
Ooh.
You're like fuck the people. Like I'm not saying fuck the people. I do apologize.
No, fuck you.
No. Please, no. I don't mean. I'm just saying, like fuck what everyone else thinks at this moment. I just want to. I'm focusing in on Adam here.
Gang.
Yes.
Lil Pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, so Bunty is a Indian nickname. Okay, it's a common Indian nickname. No, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's a common Indian nickname, and at one point, it started circulating among my friends. Right.
Okay.
And they're all saying, "Oh, Bunty, Bunty," and I thought it was funny. It sounded super Indian. And because I wanted to start a channel in which I spoke like a fucking immigrant. I called myself Bunty King. I was like, oh, it's going to be Bunty King. So I was like, hey, guys, how's it going? We're going to do the best.
That's how you started your channel out? By doing like a fake Indian guy thing?
Yeah, dude, I'm just here playing a game here. I just come from this country here. I would talk like that, And that's because I thought that's what white people wanted.
Right. That's cool.
I thought that's what people wanted.
Wait, how long ago was this?
This is like a little bit over a year ago.
This is so sad, though. Like, that kind of sucks. Like, we don't want that. And even if we do want that, you should not indulge us in that.
Exactly. But that's the thing. I thought I had to do that in order to fit in.
Yeah,
was
that's
fucked
like,
up.
you know, like Just Raid and all those like kind of vibe type guys.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
That's what you're kind of trying to be in. You're trying to be in that like the new way, the new world order of funny Indian guys on the internet.
Exactly. I'm not like, don't need to use the Indian accent to be funny.
Right.
Don't need to use that shit to be funny at all. So now here's the thing, right? So, you know, I started doing this, and then at some point I started, you know, I Googled Bunty, and I got the Urban Dictionary of it, and it means pussy.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so I'm the Pussy King.
The pussy kid. So not pussy like a bitch.
No,
like
no.
a
Yeah, if I was
like
just
a
Bunty,
hoe
if I was
ass.
Bunty, then it'd be just pussy. But because it's Bunty King.
You're the pussy king.
Yeah, and I wouldn't. By the way,
Do you feel like you are?
I love eating pussy.
Okay.
I love eating
Do
pussy.
you get a lot of pussy?
I would say that I would get enough.
Enough.
I mean, listen, I'm a
lifetime sex partners.
No,
More.
I've had like 4, 5, 6, 7 lifetime sex.
Really?
partners. Yeah.
My number would horrify you.
No, it wouldn't. I want to know. What is it?
Oh, it's just very high.
Come on.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like horrifying. It's not 4 digits.
I know it's not 4 digits.
Okay.
It's like double digits though, for sure, right? Obviously.
We'll talk later.
Triple. Yeah.
I'm 33.
Yo, that's sick. Okay.
Yeah, huge
anyway.
dick. What?
But,
Okay.
But here's the thing. Yeah, no, I'm a relationship guy.
Okay. You have a girlfriend?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm single.
How long you been single for?
About 6 months.
How's that going?
It's okay.
How was the breakup?
It was bad.
How long were you with her?
6 months. It was the most intense relationship I've had ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she Indian as well?
No.
Okay.
no.
She was white?
Yeah.
That's your problem.
Why?
Because white people are the devil. Why'd you break up with her? Or why did she break up with you?
She.
It was mutual.
Yeah, it wasn't mutual at all. It wasn't mutual at all, but it was really fucked up. There was quite a bit of a situation there. Like it was like, oh man, this is gonna be hard. It's crazy that we're talking about right now. I don't know. Fuck it, I'll just say it. You know,
Bitches ain't shit, man. Just do it.
I'll just say
No,
it
I'm
like-
just kidding. Bitches are shit.
I'll just say it. It's like it's a hard one for me because so this girl is a girl that I really had a major crush on, right? And this is someone she lived in Montreal, and then she ended up like leaving to Toronto. And I always had a crush on her. I was like, oh, she's pretty. And one time, last VidCon, actually, the end of last VidCon.
She's a YouTuber?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She just like messaged me out of the blue from her place, and she was like in Canada, and she was like, I think you're really hot and funny.
Nice.
And so I was like, this is sick. This person who I've had a crush on, that's it. So then we started something, and it went on for a while, and it was amazing, and I was like super in love, and you know, and then I found out.
She was a man.
Yes.
Damn.
No, that's not what I found out. But essentially, she broke up with me because she said she was very depressed, and I noticed that she was pretty depressed. Like she would have moments where she would just be like crying profusely because she just hated herself, and I would be okay with that because I nurture. I'm like listen, I'm like, yo, it's all good. Don't worry, shit's okay. Life's cool. Let's do something fucking fun.
When she was crying, that's what you'd say.
Yeah, I'd be like, shit's cool.
Shit's cool.
Yeah, shit's cool. Like you're like overthinking things. I'd be logical about it, but I'd comfort her. I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. I wouldn't be like, I'm not I don't consider myself to be a shit boyfriend. I'm pretty like in tune with like how women feel. You know, when they're on their period, I like don't. I'm so good. I know exactly what to do to avoid a bad time.
Rub their feet.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'm sure that some of your fucking audience are gonna be like, ugh, what does this guy do? Like, fuck that. But whatever, man. It's just the way it is.
Okay. And then what? She got her period really bad and then you broke up?
No, you're so fucking funny. You're funny, dude.
Thanks,
no,
man.
so she like broke up with me, and then I found out about a month later that that she had been dating a guy the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah,
Was she living with him and shit?
yeah,
Oh my God. That is so gnarly.
yeah. It's really gnarly.
So you never went over her place the whole time?
No, never. Because she lived in Toronto, I lived in Montreal.
Oh, so I guess that makes
She
sense.
would come by to my place, and that was it. You know, then when I'd go there, I'd just get an Airbnb. And the story that she had was that she was living with her mom, but
Right.
whatever. So I mean, I don't like. Here's the thing, right? A lot of people right now they'll have this reaction, like, "Oh my God, she's such a fucking hoe," and you know, like that. I can understand that, but like life's really complicated, right?
I think it's kind of badass.
Yeah, she is kind of. She was definitely kind of a badass.
It's like living a double life.
Well, here's the other thing. It's like I also felt like a bit of a badass because I was like the homewrecker.
Yeah.
Because
Did you ever have a conversation with this guy?
No,
No.
and I don't. You know what? Like, no.
You should go and fight him and kill him.
hide him and kill him. That's something. That's a joke I would make. I would
Go
make that
to
joke.
Toronto with a sword.
I would make that joke. I would make that joke. I was like Game of Thrones style. Come to this fucking
Yes.
guy. No, I would
Take him out.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, right? So I started. That made me feel a little bit badass, but at the same time, it was fucked up because I was like, I can't have this.
You can't murder him.
No, I can't murder him, obviously,
Okay.
and I can't just like it's not that life, right? And I can't be with this person.
Right.
So I was like, done. So that's what I've been. And I've just been enjoying the time that I've had being single. Like I did, hook up with one girl, and I just don't like the fact. Here's the thing, man, Adam. Like this is an issue with me, right? But this is just the way I've grown up, and this is where my Indian culture comes into play. Like I have seen my friends. I've seen one friend like had their life ruined, almost ruined because they hooked up with a girl and she got pregnant, and then now they got a kid.
Yeah.
And I see
Wear
that.
a condom.
Yes, of
Or learn
course.
to pull out.
Exactly.
I've been fucking my girlfriend for like a year with no condom. She's not on the pill, and I haven't got her pregnant yet.
Yeah, I get it. I know. It's
Just
like,
live on the edge, man.
yeah, I get it.
Don't fuck a girl unless you know she's gonna have an abortion.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like I can't. Like I'm pro-choice, right? So I'm not gonna like be like, hey, you have to have this abortion. But like I need for me,
you have to. That's literally what I say. If you don't, I'm gonna ruin your life. That's what I told my girlfriend.
So here's the thing, right? I can't sleep with a girl because if just any girl, because there's a possibility of them having my kid, and if there's even the slightest possibility, like if I look at a woman and I say I'd be proud to stand next to her, I'm ready to fuck, all right. But if there's a woman that like I see at like a bar that's just like like a girl that I'm never gonna be interested in, she could be a nice girl, but I'm never gonna be interested in her. I'm out. I'm 100% out because I don't want to like have to run the risk of like having this woman have my kid and then me being unhappy with the fact that this woman had my kid.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What up?
You need to fuck prostitutes. You need to fuck just random people that you just met and just slowly make your heart turn to a block of ice so that you can just do whatever you want and you won't ever feel bad about anything.
But I don't like that, man. I don't like that.
It's totally awesome.
I know it's awesome. It works for you. And you know what? I think it's cool that it works for you.
I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad. But I'm like,
but you're
part
almost
of the way
there. You're almost there.
No,
exactly.
what I would compare it to is like a boxer. When you first get in that ring, your first time, your first fight, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be shaky.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you go in there, you fucking fight, 80 fights, you're in the game for 10 years, boom.
Yeah, I know.
Then you'll be experienced. You get in there, they call it ring rust. No, wait, that's when you don't fight for a while. I forget what they call it. But you get in there and you beat the shit out of someone, and that is exactly what having sex is like.
I get it. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm good at eating pussy.
Right.
Because the girls I've been with, they've been with multiple partners. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I don't mind. Like, I don't mind. Like, I know a lot of guys cringe when girls have slept with a lot of people. I think that those guys are fucking pussies. Exactly.
I love a hoe.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I know what you're saying here. You just like someone that's been around.
Yeah.
Someone that has experience, right?
Yeah.
And
otherwise, she's going to be like that fucking boxer who's still shaky, who doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I like a girl who knows what's up.
Yeah, or knows what she wants.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So when I've been with these girls, like my longest relationship was 3 years. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how many guys she slept with. I have no idea. But she was like, it's a lot. I was like, cool, because at the end of the day, I was the guy that she picked. Mm-hmm. I was the guy that was making her come. I was the guy that was doing that shit, despite the fact that she slept with all these other guys. So I was like, fuck yeah, I got something going on. So I'm not saying that I don't need experience. I'm just saying that right now I'm just like chilling, and like whatever comes my way, it comes my way. Like I have no problem, I have no problem. Like if I really feel like I want to have sex with someone, I'll do it. But just that I think too much about it. I'm like, I can't just have sex with this person. It's fucking, I don't like her enough.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, that's it. We just went off on a complete tangent here. We were talking about Tariq Nasheed and like not people talking about fucking sex. But I guess that comes up with Tariq Nasheed because I fucked his ass on Twitter.
Well, do you think Tariq Nasheed, what do you think his sex life is like? Does he have a wife? Do we know?
Yeah, he does actually. I think his
wife
has
a kid.
Yeah, he has
at least
I think
one
multiple
kid.
Kids. All right, like sweet little kids, And he's saying some crazy shit in front of them. Apparently, one stream he was like talking about like bed wenches in front of his kids.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's his fucking kids.
They might have thought he was talking about bedwetting, which is like a real serious thing when you're a kid.
Maybe they thought their dad was making fun of them, which is really fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but apparently he's got a wife that's biracial.
Really? So she's half evil.
Yeah, and there's also other things. I mean, the thing is, like, he's also like this guy that is pretty homophobic.
Yeah. Richard Spencer used to date an Asian woman, but he said he wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, because Richard Spencer's, playing the power game.
I love Asian women. Asian women are beautiful.
I've never been with an Asian girl. I'd like to.
Oh, they're lovely. Although I live in an all Korean apartment building, but they're like real deal Koreans, so
they're not touching that, huh?
They don't really even look at me or talk to me or think about it. So,
which is crazy, huh?
I was thinking about that.
They're living here, but they don't want to look at you and talk to you. That's kind of nice.
Imagine I just had like a Korean alter ego life in my apartment building.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be a make for a really sick vlog, actually. If you were like straight up a Korean.
All caps. I have a double life. That's how my girl finds out about it. That's so funny. Yeah. I miss vlogging. God, I miss the stupid titles. It was such a great era.
Yeah, just like fucking writing these clickbait titles that are just, it's almost fun to write the clickbait titles.
Yeah, because at a certain point you're like trolling them.
Yeah, you're just having fun, man.
But I don't feel like Lance Stewart is trolling his audience. I feel like he's just straight up misleading them.
Oh, Lance Stewart?
Oh,
Lance Stewart is so stupid.
Oh my God.
Keemstar hates him.
Yeah, but I almost feel like Lance Stewart sort of gets it and is like, because he's taking it to such an extreme with the Ouija board and all the fucking fake horror stuff
and it's like shit.
It's almost like he's trolling Keemstar, don't you think? Because he's doing stuff like using a fucking green screen where he doesn't even bother to like match it up properly, and then Keemstar's calling him out for it. But meanwhile, like is Lance Stewart like he's doing like fake. Like, it's so obviously fake that you couldn't even pretend to.
No. Here's the thing. I think that Lance Stewart is onto something, though. I think that Lance Stewart realized that. I feel like Lance Stewart might be smarter than what we give him credit for.
Exactly. Or at the very least, he knows how to get views.
And he saw paranormal activity, and he's like, why does YouTube not have a paranormal activity, and why can't it just be like a shitty YouTube paranormal activity? So I think that's what he's doing. So I think Lance Stewart is on something. Yes, he kind of sucks. It's stupid and shit. But it's almost like a meme at this point. So all of these things that are happening kind of provide this natural entertainment to us. And it's like, if Lance Stewart wasn't around, maybe I'd be a little less entertained in life.
Well, he's getting a lot of hate watches now from people who think the shit is stupid. Exactly. But I mean, a hate watch is still a watch. If people are talking about it, it's still something. That's
the thing. And also, if he didn't exist, Keemstar wouldn't have some funny tweets.
Exactly.
Those funny tweets wouldn't exist because, that guy wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Man, Keemstar said something hilarious. Like, please demon kill him. Or something like that. It was so funny, man. I was like, this is so good. I had an
idea at one point to because my vlogs, when I was still doing it daily, they were always just my life, And then at a certain point, it occurred to me, what if I just, one day, just started doing something that wasn't real, but I, introduced an element into my vlogs that was fake? And the first thing that came to mind is, what if I just said, hey, so I want to just be honest with you guys, I'm kind of low on money, so I bought a bunch of Coke and I'm going to sell the Coke. And then I just made a whole vlog for the day where I was selling Coke, and it could even be fake Coke, who knows? And then I would just go sell it, make a vlog about a day in the life of a Coke dealer and just act. And then the next day just act like it didn't happen and just keep going back to regular vlogs. And in a way, Lance Stewart with this whole horror series that he's been doing is kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah. Can you do that, please?
The Coke dealer thing?
Yeah. You'd be so good. It'd be hilarious.
It'd be cool. I could bring someone with me who's a real Coke dealer, so I could get them to give me inspiration and ideas of oh, you should have this happen because this is something that actually happens.
No, but you wouldn't get them on camera. No way.
I could keep them off camera, and they could just be like a consultant.
They'd be a consultant, exactly.
On the spot writer for me.
Exactly. Yeah. That's fucking smart, man.
Kind of tight, right?
Oh, that's really sick.
Or even you could even do other weird things. You could just one day I work at the grocery store. Boom. You get the grocery store to let you work there for a day, and then you just vlog as if you work at the grocery store, and you're just bagging, you're pushing the carts.
That'd be so weird.
If I was just hey, I want to admit something to you guys. I know it seems like I own a shop and everything, but actually I work at this grocery store.
And if you really played it up and you did it, I think that'd really kill it, man. I think it'd be hilarious.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think Lance Stewart is definitely on something. It's funny. I was saying that he would give more, and I'm looking at my buddy Alex there, and he's like, yeah. Sure.
A vlogging channel where I take on a different identity every single day, and I become a different person every day. One day I'll work at a candle store. And I'm just a guy who works at a candle store. But am I really going to be able to act and actually pull this off?
But you don't need to. That's the thing.
Look at me. I'm Adam. I work at a fucking candle store.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
Right.
You don't. It can be the shittiest version of it. Mm-hmm. But obviously, because you're you have those connections, you could make the Coke aspect look real.
I'm smoking a blunt in the candle store. Yeah.
Do that
What kind of music you listen to?
everything. Like, I mean,
Creed.
no, not
Okay,
Creed.
so not everything.
Not everything. Like I listen to like I like a lot of.
Aerosmith.
It's fucking. It's funny. Like, listen, I'm not a music buff, so I can't really name artists and exactly what their albums are. But I can like name like I do like Kendrick Lamar. Like and this I'm gonna sound like such a fucking normie. All right. To Pimp a Butterfly was his album. Yeah, that was it, right?
It was an album.
Yeah, that was one.
The
of
new
his
one's
albums.
called Damn.
I know. Yeah, the new one's called Damn. But that album, I like Pimp a Butterfly way more than Damn. Way more. Just
more about racial injustice and stuff.
It was really
more
cool.
Political.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool, and it had a good vibe to it, And then of course, like the Beastie Boys.
Girls, dun 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 dun.
It's so stupid. It's stupid. They're just fun, right? And then I also like Metallica, like old school Metallica, back when they were like really thrashy.
You ever rock like a Metallica shirt?
I've never rocked a Metallica shirt. But today I was at H&M, I saw one, and I was like, oh, I want to grab it. But then I was like, it's very in. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't because you know what, whatever.
I can't believe Metallica lets H&M do that. It seems like it would be kind of detrimental to their brand at this point, although I guess they don't really...
They've made all their money. And on top of that, maybe it isn't because, kind of would bring back like this remembrance of thrash metal because I feel like there's an absence of it,
But it's kind of like ironic, but they still exist and still put out music and still tour, so it's sort of strange.
It is strange because they're so ancient and their new music is so bad. Like I remember buying Saint Anger.
Oh, you were into it all the way to that point. See, I was in high school when like Load and Reload came out, and that was sort of when I just
so here's the thing, right? Like I only listened to Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets.
Right.
All right. And I was like, this is fucking sick. And then they came out with Saint Anger that year. And I was like, oh, sick. All right, Saint Anger. Can't wait to listen to this. And I'm expecting Ride the Lightning, and you get Saint Anger.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
I remember when I bought a Misfits CD, and then I realized, the Misfits have a new singer, and he's a fucking weirdo, and it's not like...
I feel like Misfits always kind of sound... They had that same vibe.
Yeah, but like the Misfits Glenn Danzig era is just insane. It's like it's the best punk rock vocalist probably ever. The songs are all amazing, and then after that, honestly, the different singer guy they had and stuff, he's all right, but it wasn't the same,
Yeah, I guess, it's funny. I said I couldn't really name artists, but like when it comes to punk, I used to listen to that all the time because I used to skateboard when I was a kid. I just wanted to fucking listen to punk and like metal and stuff like that. That's what I would listen to. I listened to Leftover Crack. You ever heard of that?
Yes. Choking Victim. I remember that shit.
Bad Religion. The Exploited. I listened to The Exploited like a couple weeks ago. Beat the Bastards, that kind of shit. Like, that's the kind of stuff I really used to listen to back in the day.
My friend gave me an Erykah Badu CD, so I've been listening to that a little bit.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of it. No, never.
She speaks very candidly about the experience of a black woman living in America, which is something that I feel like I kind of need to learn about because
probably
I'm not
a black woman.
Much.
Yeah,
I'm not a black woman so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, so we just hit the hour 31 minute mark.
You want me to get the fuck off your show or what?
No, I mean that's probably a good time for us to start wrapping it up. What do you what do we need to know? What are you working on? What's the YouTube channel, etc.?
Okay, so what I'm working on is my Twitter's my primary platform, man. My job, like my goal that I see right now in the future is to be like one of the people that's going to really help bridge the divide between the left and the right. These people who are like really pissed off about minor like issues, and then people who are really pissed off about being like dejected by society, aka like white people. Mm-hmm. Right now there's people who don't feel fucking welcome,
right?
And I want to bring them together. Like that's been my like goal. Like that's something that I've kind of just stepped into. Mm-hmm. My YouTube channel is Bunty King. Like I talk about, I'll talk about anything from like, issues with maybe Islam or to like, race issues, to how to be fucking happy. Mm-hmm. That's kind of shit I do. I'm a personality channel, so that's pretty much what I do there. And in the meantime, I'm just here to like kind of like find these people like Tariq and like people who are of influence who are spreading a fucking really bad message and tear those messages apart, along with my friends. These fucking cool people that I met at VidCon, man. Like this guy, I'm Alex, and like my buddy Leon Lush. I met Sargon of Akkad. I met Chris Raygun. I met Armored Skeptic. All these are people who like have very similar views to the ones I have, and they're super influential and they're super ready to go to really kind of bridge this divide. We don't want people shitting on each other. We want people chilling. We want people chilling in an environment that doesn't have gay people being thrown off of roofs, or women being fucking raped. We don't want that. Mm-hmm. We don't want that shit. We want it's just or black people feeling like they're fucking being shot all the time. We don't want that shit.
Being shot is very bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, you ever been shot?
No, fuck no.
Thank God.
Have you?
No.
Have you been shot at?
Well, actually, yesterday, coincidentally, I had to like run for my life and hit the deck because there was a shooting outside this party I was at.
That's fucking crazy, man. That's
It felt stupid running for my life and hitting the deck though, because I was like, well, no matter what's happening, I mean, what are the fucking odds? There's all these people here like that I'm gonna get hit. And actually, after I kind of like hit the ground and like hid behind this t-shirt rack, I did see a couple of hood dudes in there who were just standing there just chilling, and they like thought it was kind of funny that all these other people had hit the deck, and then that kind of put it in perspective for me. I was like, maybe I should just relax.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They were just chilling?
Yeah, they didn't care. It was a super, super hood ass party.
Wow. That's crazy, dude.
There's this like record label hip hop thing called Hood Rich, and they definitely had a lot of people in the building who were hood rich.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah. I mean,
Holy shit, Coach just walked in. You scared the shit out of me. I've been looking. Hey, come back in. Hey, get in there. Coach. What up? Dude, you scared the shit out of me.
What's up, dude?
Because I've been looking at that door and thinking about how it wasn't locked this whole time. Who's this? You got a girl with you? Damn, look at this interracial relationship. What's up? Hi, what's your name?
Lena.
Huh?
Lena.
Lena?
That's so funny.
Small world. Nice to meet you. Damn, look at you guys. Damn. You guys gonna make a sex tape and send it to us and we can edit it into this podcast? You got weed? Gang. All right. Bunty.
What up?
Who else we want to shout out, or what else we need to know before we wrap this up?
Fuck, man. Who I want to shout out? I want to shout out my boy. My boys that are here with me right now. We got I'm Alex. All right. Jamie Pine. And fucking Deodor Anthony, Wild Spartans, and Leon Lush. I want to shout those guys out. Right?
Gang.
Yeah, those are the guys, the original commentary club, like that are here, that came to VidCon.
How long have you identified yourself as being part of the commentary community? Because I never even really like knew about that as a distinction until maybe like the last year.
I would say like around October, November. That's when I kind of like showed up, and then I started being there. I started kicking it with them on Twitter.
I need a history lesson.
Do you want to know now, or do you want to like?
No, just like in general. People just school
just,
me on the
man,
YouTube history.
Just
you know?
fucking hit me up whenever you want.
Okay,
Just hit me up whenever you want. Be like, ask me questions. I'll fucking answer them for you.
let's do it.
All right.
Let's fuck it in the ass. All right. This has been No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Buy shit, nojumper.com. Bang.
Oh, wow, that guy's incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Is that a good one for you?
Yeah, it was totally no, it's generally really good. Honestly, like
Really?
really good questions.
Man, appreciate it.
So you ready to die?
I don't have any followers.
I'm ready.
I hope he comes at
I'm
you.
fucking taking
Has
the
it come at you? Yeah. Has he blocked you or come at you?
No, he's never acknowledged that I
the
exist.
beginning and then
If you don't fuck with me, you're a stupid dumb idiot. If you don't fuck with me, you're a stupid dumb idiot. I'm ballin' like an